Hey guys, it is Ben, aka the Fuse Box. It's that time again, ladies and gentlemen, for yet another Fuse Box Engaged. So yeah, today I've got a first-time guest, quite famous in the indie comics space. You may have heard of him before. It is the one, the only, the infamous, the legendary Salty Draws.
I don't know if any of those are accurate.
They're totally
adjectives
accurate.
for me. I don't believe you.
It totally is.
No
What is
one
up,
should
Homer?
agree with that. I am hardly known, somewhat salty, and happy to be here.
Look, I've heard of you, so that means you're famous. So.
Okay. I don't think that's accurate, but thank you. I appreciate the kind words. What's up, dude?
Oh, not too much. Just chilling. Had to work earlier today, so I've been trying to wake myself up and psych myself into doing this.
Yeah, it's always a grind when you have tons of work to do, and then it's evening, and all you want to do is play video games, and you're like, oh, I still got to do my stream.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like beforehand, I'm kind of like, ugh. And then once I hit the live button and I get into it, then I start having fun.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I mean, we always have a good time on our show on Tuesdays. You can check it out. It's 10 p.m. Eastern, Salty Savage Show. You were on last week. Was it last week already?
I believe it was.
Over a week now?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, we always have a good time, but man, sometimes I'm like, man, I just would rather play video games.
Well, Omer is telling us that we have to have fun. So, I do whatever Omer says.
Okay. Let's do it. Let's have fun. 2 minutes in.
So, So, I wanted to show real quick. The little poll I put up a week ago has completed. And so, we did we passed 1K.
Nice.
So
Congratulations.
Well, thank you, And so I wanted to, I was racking my brain for a 2K stretch goal, and I decided to put up a poll, see what people thought. And it looks like so far the winner is A Date with Ben, which,
wow.
I can't say I blame
with
him.
Ben. Yeah, what does a date with Ben entail?
Well, see, I'm not a cheap date. They got to take me out to a fancy restaurant.
Oh, they got to take you out.
Yeah. Look, I'm not just some $2 hooker.
This is a stretch goal for people to buy your book, and the new stretch goal will be to take you out. Wow, you
absolutely
think very highly of yourself.
Well, look, I mean, my mother always told me that I was handsome, and I don't think that my mother's a liar. So
most mothers are, though. I mean, that's the reality. Mothers do lie to their children.
That is blasphemy. No, but seriously, it looks like issue 3 preview is the one we're going to be going with, and so we just gotta hit that 2K in order to do that, which is good. It gives me some time to actually put the damn thing together. So
gotta hustle. Gotta hustle. Got to hustle.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, we've been in chat. We've been in a couple of chats rooms together. We've been on stream a little bit, but I don't really know you that well. So I wanted to get to know you a little better,
Okay. I'm an open book.
So yeah. Well, as much as you're willing to divulge, like, what's your bank account number?
Yeah, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, I can remember that. So, you are from California?
Originally, yeah, I was born and raised in Los Angeles County area, all over the San Fernando Valley, Hollywood, Burbank, Antelope Valley.
Oh, shit.
My yeah, I grew up there. I didn't leave. I left California 3.5 years ago. So I'll be coming up on my 4th year out of California. But yeah, I was born and raised.
Damn.
Born and raised.
And you were in the film business, right?
I was in entertainment advertising. So film business adjacent. Because all of the marketing and entertainment that I worked on was for video games and film and TV and streaming, and then later streaming. And then my foray into the film was early on. I worked on television sets. I did both background work, and which is basically being an extra, and did some craft services work.
Nice.
And craft services is like, basically doing the food. So I did that early on when I was young, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, and was doing odd jobs. And then later in my life, I sold a animated series to a major studio. And then about a year in development, when we were wrapping up the pilot, or beginning production on the pilot, one of the producers that I was working with, because I was a producer, and we had 3 producers, me and 2 other guys. And one of those producers was relatively well known, had some video footage leak of his conservative Christian beliefs, and that week we got our show canceled.
Of course. Of course. Why that is the worst thing, to actually believe in something. God.
Well, in Hollywood, it's okay to be one of those hippy dippy Christians where you're like woke and like, you don't believe in anything other than, sandwiches or something. But when you have like conservative beliefs and you're advocating for certain politicians that don't align with the fascists in Hollywood, it is inevitable that you will be canceled and run out of town.
That was why I ultimately, I wanted to go into Hollywood. That was my big dream when I was younger. Like, I went to film school and everything. And then I just, it's like, I wouldn't call myself a conservative, but at the same time, I have a lot of conservative beliefs. And so it's like, I knew that there was always that chance that, like, if somebody knew what I really thought, like, I'd have to walk around being somebody fake in order to really make it up there. And
which it's what you have to do too, because if you don't look a certain way, they will litmus test you. I didn't get litmus tests for a long time working in the industry, because I didn't look like somebody that would have the values that I have. I like dyed my hair different colors and dressed everyone just thought I was like really into rock and roll, and like obviously they were like, oh, obviously you're super liberal. And little did they know that I was on the complete opposite side. I mean, I've always considered myself classically liberal. Yeah. Classically liberal is also suicidal in Hollywood, because they are so left-wing and fascist. It's ridiculous. Like, it's bad. It's bad.
Because I would say I kind of flow into that camp too. It's kind of like, I can't pin down exactly what I am,
Well, I believe in the Constitution. I'm a constitutionalist, and I think that we need to structure our society and our communities around the Constitution. And then that's apparently incredibly controversial, because you have things like First Amendment, Second Amendment, which Democrats in California despise and loathe and hate, because they literally hate your freedoms. But then I'm very economically, like, Austrian economics all the way, Thomas Sowell, Milton Friedman, Mises, Adam Smith type philosophy, and that's also terrible. Because the right to self-determination and freedom and liberty from excessive taxes, fines, and fees seems to ruffle the feathers of the sensibilities of the fascist left.
Well, I mean, who wouldn't be offended by that? I mean, expecting responsibility and freedom, like, that's too much, man.
And consequences.
That's too much.
Yeah, it's way too much.
What is up, One Gun? And where are the white women at? Well, bring them over. I can't summon them. I have never been able to summon them. I've only dated like a handful of white women in my day, and they've all been crazy.
No, well, that's because there's only two types of women. No matter what they are, there's only two types of women. There are crazy women, and then there's women that know they're crazy. And that's lesson I learned from my wife when we first started dating. And one of the reasons why I married her, because I was like, oh, so you know that you're crazy. She's like, of course, I'm totally crazy.
That is wisdom. That's a keeper.
Totally a keeper.
What is up, Ruby King?
What's up, Ruby King?
Yeah, did you get your channel back? Is that his channel? Is that his old channel, or is that his new channel? Lordy. Because, yeah, I was technically, unfortunately, I unwittingly was a part of some controversy last night.
Oh, yeah? What'd you do?
Well, I was on the Comicsgate Commandos channel, and I was showing off the Outlaw Nights campaign, and apparently, from showing off one of the images where Cyrus is holding a gun, we got flagged, and poor Patrick got his channel taken down.
The entire channel or just the live stream?
The whole channel.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
Dude, something's going on out there, man. Like, it's getting a little... Because that's like the second or third channel that's gotten taken down because of some kind of ridiculous abuse of the algorithm. Like, I don't... That's... So, a image of a fictional firearm.
Yep.
In a comic book illustration.
Yep.
So what are they going to do with all the movie trailers? Should we start reporting John Wick movie trailers?
I have no idea. I mean, now, it may have been the video they played before earlier on in the stream of like the troops going on, but I mean, so far I'm hearing from folks saying like, "Oh, it was because we were showing a sci-fi comic with a gun." And I'm like, "Oh shit, that's me."
That's kind of crazy.
And yeah, and this is like the third hit on a channel in
so
like.
Do you think
2
it's
weeks.
like people reporting these channels, or do you think it's just YouTube like being?
I think
weird?
it's reporting because I have never seen an issue like that before.
It's weird, dude. I don't know why people are like that, honestly, but yeah, that's just if that's being reported, that's lame, man.
It's crazy. It's like apparently somebody is out there hunting CG channels.
Yeah. Punish you for... That sounds like a left-wing fascist tactic, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. That was back in the day. I mean, especially like in 2018, they were doing that shit all the time. I mean, I remember like I had a early on in my live stream, and I had on Mandy, and I had on Shay and Piper, and a bunch of people who were hating on them online were flooding the chat, downvoting the hell out of it. And I was just laughing about it because they apparently didn't realize that it doesn't matter if you downvote it, you're helping the algorithm. Like, you're getting more eyes on it no matter what. So it's like, go ahead and downvote the hell out of it, you know?
But who's got that time? Like, you, like, I don't have enough time or energy to hate anybody. Like,
yeah,
I would rather go for a walk with my wife than spend any additional time online trying to make someone else's life miserable. I mean, that sounds terrible because I actually enjoy spending time with my wife. I would rather go to the dentist, I think. I would rather go to the dentist than spend any additional time trying to make someone else's life miserable online.
It's like, I could understand a kid doing that who's like really bored. But like when you're in your 20s and 30s, like, it's sad.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of angry people out there, I guess.
What is up, Tank Ferret? Tank Ferret is now proclaiming his love for you.
Oh, really? Where? What's going on? What happened?
Here.
Oh, well, I appreciate it, Tank Ferret. I saw it earlier. That was funny. That was a little funny interaction on the X there. That made me laugh. Thank you. I appreciate it. See,
So-
X is a great place to meet cool, awesome people, but it's also a little bit of a minefield.
Yeah. Yeah.
X can be like a stroll through the park, and then sometimes every once in a while you accidentally step in someone else's dog's shit.
Well, I was bad back in especially like a couple years ago. I was enjoying getting into battles with people.
Oh, we're all guilty of it. We're all guilty of it.
I was living out my Dragon Ball fantasies online. So it's a new channel. So this is Ruby King's new channel. I mean, I don't think it's YouTube themselves. I think that somebody is reporting them and YouTube is just automatically flagging them. Because like I've shown the Outlaw Nights trailer and the page a million times, and there's never been an issue until last night.
Yeah, there's something going on, man.
I put the link in Katie's chat. So I mean, come on in, man. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely reporting.
You can't bring anyone else in. This is all about me right now.
One gun has to make some sassy comments.
I like One Gun a lot. He's a cool dude. I like that dude.
But yeah, Meta has new censorship. What? See, that's funny. Like Meta, I thought Meta was kind of backing off of that crap.
Oh, Meta is the worst. I got shadow banned during 2020 because I had already so I was just done. I was working at a video game company, and I was planning my exit, like slowly planning my exit, and I had kind of like blocked everyone that I was working with anyways in the industry on my Facebook. So I was pretty outspoken about all the draconian policies that were getting enforced in California. You know, arresting people for hiking with no mask, and it was insanity. That's why the jokes, them mad about ICE like trying to deport criminals is just like laughable. It's like California is actually a fascist state, so please. And I was very outspoken about the vaccine. I was like, the shot, the poke, the coof poke. I was very outspoken about it. And I got shadow banned, and I used to get tons of traction on my Facebook page and my Instagram page, like tons and tons of traction. And then overnight, it was like nothing. Like I don't think, like I was looking at like if people were even seeing my posts, people weren't even seeing my posts. So I'm completely shadow banned on Meta. So I'm not surprised they're still doing it. They're an evil company, man. They're a completely evil company.
I mean, I know Mark Zuckerberg can't be trusted worth a damn, but I thought they were backing off of the censorship to try to reform their image.
So the evil corporation in my graphic novel Sounds Too Good, which you should all go back on Fund My Comic or Indiegogo. It's available. It will start shipping soon because it's done, and I'm just working on finalizing the printing. The corporation that's run by the big villain is essentially modeled after it's like a hybrid between Amazon and Meta, because I view those both as kind of like Amazon's not as bad, but Meta is. I think if Meta was in China, they would be worse than Tencent, and Tencent's pretty bad.
Oh God,
have you heard anything about Tencent?
No.
Oh, Tencent's the worst, dude. There's like a documentary on YouTube about Tencent, and you just look up Tencent documentary, and you'll be like, "Is this going to be our future in the United States?" It might. It might.
Oh God, don't tell me that.
It's pretty bad. Tencent is really, really bad.
That's the thing. Like, I want to move to Florida. Like, that's one of my.
Ooh, why? Oh,
because
Florida's a police state.
I've been living in New Orleans my whole life, and
it's now.
You know,
is it true that in New Orleans you're guilty till proven innocent?
Not that I know of. Like, if anything, I think we're the murder capital of the country.
Yeah.
It's, and I mean,
Well, you
it's
know why that is, though, right?
Well, I mean,
the major cities are all run by the Democrat Party. That's why.
Oh, it's been run by Democrats longer than any of us have been alive. Like, Republicans don't get anywhere close to victory here.
It was a miracle that Bobby Jindal actually was able to do anything in that state.
Well, barely.
Yeah, barely, exactly.
Yeah, Ruby's picking up what I'm putting down. 'Cause Ruby and I both live in this area, and I think we're both sick of it. Just because, well, for one thing, I want beaches. I need beaches. I'm sick of living below sea level and only getting humidity.
Oh, Ruby's asking. I don't. That's something that someone told me once, that New Orleans was still doing old French law, and I was like, really? And I was
no.
Guilty until proven innocent. And I was like, I did not know that. I was legitimately asking. I because I don't know anything about New Orleans at all.
Oh no, we're not that old school, but
Okay.
I mean, I would say NOPD sucks for the most part.
Yeah. Well, Florida's not much better, dude. Florida is a police state, and those cops are really bad and corrupt. But I mean, cops are bad and corrupt pretty much everywhere. So
yeah,
I'm not a big fan of the
yeah.
police.
I don't.
I see too many I watch too many civil rights lawyer YouTube videos, and you're just like, dude, there's a problem. There's a big time problem in the country, man.
Oh yeah, I can admit this, and now it's been enough time. But yeah, a long while back, I got a DUI when I wasn't even in the car.
Oh, that's fun. Did you fight it?
Somewhat. It's like on the court date, the arresting officer didn't show up, so I basically just did like community service and all that stuff and got it expunged.
God, dude, I would have fought that thing all the way to the end, man.
Well, I was guilty.
You were what?
I was half guilty in that I was driving at the time when I probably shouldn't have been, but at the same time, it was like the fact that they got me when I was outside of a convenience store and I wasn't even in the car. Like,
yeah. Yeah, but if you had a good lawyer, you probably could have won that one, because that's still, technically.
Well, that was
they actually have you on camera driving the car and getting out of the car.
Well, that was a long, long time ago, back when I was a party boy. Now I don't drink, I don't smoke. I vape way too much, but
Vaping's bad.
Vaping's totally good for you.
Sure. I don't see the point in vaping, because what I want is tobacco. I want tobacco just give it to me directly into my body.
Well, well, there is tobacco in this. It's just that it's a small percentage.
Well, no. Tobacco or just nicotine?
Oh, nicotine. I'm sorry. Shit. Not tobacco itself. I used to smoke. I used to do everything. And I quit all of it. Okay, that's why I'm an ornery old man. But yeah, speaking of old men, have you ever heard of Silence Dogood?
Well, I have.
Because apparently, Silence Dogood, that was a pen name for Benjamin Franklin, who was an old man who got syphilis in Paris. And he did some other stuff too, I guess. I mean,
He did a lot of stuff. He invented a lot of things. He time traveled and saved America.
See, now that's a new one. You're going to have to explain that one to us.
So the concept of the graphic novel is a teenage Ben Franklin. Well, originally the idea of the comic book comes from what would America's most prolific, or what would the founding fathers think of the America we've built? So that's like the idea of this that kind of sets this up. So I thought, what better founding father to examine, a dystopian American future, not too dissimilar to where we are headed. What would that look like if he was to confront that world? And then you add time travel, because that's cool, lasers and robots, and a team of exceptional human beings that are on a vendetta to liberate America from the clutches of a wicked government and technocrats and a tech company CEO that wants to enslave everyone. So it's a teenage Ben Franklin who gets kidnapped by some bad guys from the future, downloaded into a VR program that is run by an AI that thinks it's God. And thus the adventure plays out where Ben Franklin's trying to figure out a way to get out of the VR program, and then what happens after that. It's a fun book with lots of great pages of story, 75 to be exact. Issues 1 through 3. I did 3 issues and I jammed them all in here. Added 4 new pages. Updated the lettering. Art by me, written by me, and then we got great covers by Dan Lawless, Eric Weathers, and then 2 covers from myself. One is foil and looks very nice.
Damn. So I can based on what we were talking about earlier, I can sense a lot of your inspiration for this based on your worldview.
So I want to go back because I just pulled it up because I always have I keep copious amounts of notes about Ben Franklin because I'm a big fan of American history, and I've been having to research, and we just have to right here and now in real time fact check you. Ben Franklin never had syphilis. There is no recorded case of him having syphilis. It is wild accusations and rumors, because there's a lot of wild accusations around Ben Franklin, as one being that he was a promiscuous womanizer, which is not necessarily true. However, he did like the ladies and had a son out of wedlock named William Franklin, who
I know
became
about
governor
him.
of New Jersey and then got arrested during the Revolution War.
Oh shit! Now, I remembered learning about he used to be like best friends with his son, and then the revolution like split them apart.
Yeah, because they were both loyalists. Ben Franklin was big time loyalist, and what remained so for a long, long time, and actually went to England, to London as an ambassador for America to basically try to make sure that there wouldn't be a rebellion, that they could get representation in the in Parliament, and was treated very poorly. And actually how poorly he was treated in London really kind of changed his mind on whether or not the American colonies could reconcile with the abuse and terrible treatment that they were receiving from the British Empire, because a lot of the colonists were loyalists, and they all viewed themselves as being English, and the British Empire did not treat them so. And then America said, we're getting rid of you everywhere, and so armor, color, and everything else got rid of the letter U, because F those guys. They spell things weird.
So so it looks like I knew a couple of things that were true, but I still prefer to think that he had syphilis, just because that's more
you're
fun.
A horrible human being that wants to spread rumor and lie.
It's more fun.
No, I'm just teasing. But no, he did not have syphilis. It's a lie. It's a lie.
Well, who's this sexy ninja?
So that is a character. Well, you're gonna have to read the book. You gotta buy the book and read the book.
I want to know the sexy ninja.
She is very cool. She's one of the main characters in the book. And I don't want to give. It's a bit spoilery to tell you who she is.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So, but she is a half. She's got a lot of robotics, so she's not fully human. She's half robot, half human. She's got a robot eye and a robot arm, and she's basically a cyborg type person. And
Right.
in this future, these people get robot parts put on them so they can perform better and be stronger and all that. So everyone's augmenting themselves. So she's an augmented human, is what I'm calling it. So she's an augmented human, and she has a lot of additions that were given to her by a paramilitary group that wanted to use her for assassinations and espionage and all that.
Nice. I have a thing about, like, I love like enhanced soldier programs in stories. It's a fetish of mine. So, you know.
You seem to have a lot of fetishes.
Oh, just, you know. Only the ones I talk about publicly for the most part. Well, there is that other one, but you know, I can't talk about it just yet.
Please don't.
Don't worry, we'll get there someday. But so how does he feel about seeing his old self? Oh no.
He is quite shocked that he has no hair and upset.
That's where my mind went.
So one of the running jokes in the series is going to be that he's a little bit preoccupied because he was a bit of a ladies' man, especially when he was younger, and so he's a bit preoccupied with his hair. He gets upset when his hair gets messed up, and they start making fun of him because it's like, dude, you're not gonna have hair. And one of the reasons why he's actually bald is because he traveled through time too much, through the time vortex, causing to lose his
So we actually got a reason.
How did Ben Franklin lose his hair? Well, he's traveling through time trying to save humanity from the clutches of an evil artificial intelligence that is stealing people throughout history to download their intellect and imaginations and dreams into itself to add to its algorithm so that the AI can achieve basically godhood.
I just love that idea of just Ben Franklin versus an evil AI from the future. Like that's the kind of thing that people talk about when they're stoned and they're like making jokes. And the fact that you've made it a cohesive and like discernible story. Like and apparently he goes to the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah, well, there's some there's just, you got to read the book because there's everything gets kind of like revealed as to what's going on. Certain things are, more meta. There's some metaphors in there. I make fun of like movies and stuff that have too many metaphors, but I'm guilty of it because I like a good metaphor or two or five or six.
Well, I mean, I think that's a good thing. Like, I never believed in the statement of like keep politics out of books. It's keep crazy radical politics out of books.
Well, no, for me, it's what it is it's tell a good story, and if it makes sense, like if you have good, strong characters, and those good, strong characters have really strong convictions, you don't have to lecture your audience. It just your values will get played out within a really good, entertaining story.
Exactly.
The problem is that, I mean, so for like 30 years, like lefty writers have been injecting their politics into their stuff. It's just we didn't notice because the crap we were watching was actually entertaining and good. Now it's just not good. It's written poor. Like The Acolyte is a perfect example. It was just totally chock full of it was just terrible writing, terrible premise, terrible everything. And then they hide behind the wokeness where it's, you just hate it because it's woke. And then you have everybody on the internet it's like, this is so woke because it is. But you also notice the wokeness 10 times more because it's so bad and not entertaining at all.
And I would say what they're ultimately doing, it's that like back in the day, it was they came up with a story and characters first, and then the political ideas came out through that. Whereas this way they're doing the inverse. It's like they have a political idea.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, well, we'll figure out the rest later.
And we're going to lecture you the whole way through. And that's the other thing. It's like they seriously like tell you they lecture. You'll have characters that will explain like, well, this is happening because the geopolitics of this and blah blah blah. And it's like, oh my god, no one asked Charlotte.
I'm getting sick of Charlotte.
You dumb hussy.
I'm digging this ninja.
Yeah, she's cool. Got some great covers from Dan Wallace, Eric Weathers, and myself. Issues 1 through 3, all in one graphic novel with new pages, new lettering. So if you haven't gotten all 3 issues, this is the perfect book to get because it is a full story. Lots of excitement. I hope our little conversation doesn't get taken down because I have pew, 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 pew.
Well, the beauty of it is I'm not super well known. I've been on the fringe, so I don't think I have any evil enemies lurking in the shadows.
Oh, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
That's coming.
Give it time, friend. Give it time. Someone will end up hating you for something.
Then I'll be happy. That means I made it. Lordy. Oh, what is this?
So that is going to be the next graphic novel that I'm working on called People's Republic with author Kurt Schlichter. He's got a novel series called People's Republic, and we're doing a graphic novel together. So I'm putting a 6-page preview of this story in the back of this my book, Sounds Too Good.
Sorry about that. Did you hear that?
Your dog? Yes.
Oh, God. Hang on. Karina, stop.
Shut your mouth.
It's always when I'm streaming.
Every time.
But no,
Karina.
like, yeah, she's pretty much the boss. But I mean, I'm just, like, I love this kind of artwork. This is the kind of artwork that gets me. Yeah,
this will be a great book.
I mean, all the art that I've seen on here is fantastic. I mean,
thank you, sir.
It's just, like you got that great style where it's like it kind of blends that cartoon with realism.
Well, that's the funny thing is I haven't really found my style yet because I've been so used to coming up in the industry that I worked in. I was always drawing. It wasn't like comic books. I didn't come up in comic books. I came up in advertising, marketing, and wanting to do, cartoons and stuff. Working at Disney early on is like my first major job in the industry. So it's always drawing other people's styles. So I think part of the challenge for me now with doing my own books is I'm on that journey of kind of forming that style, and I'm going to torment you all on the way as it kind of evolves and grows rapidly. But I
think that's a good thing.
I think for me, I want to get a little bit more away from the cartoony and go a little bit more
realism.
However, Do Good is like an all ages book. It will always be a little bit more fun and lighthearted looking, for sure. And I think that's going to be my thing. Is like I'm gonna want to vary my style depending on the book that I'm working on because I kind of want. At the end of the day, I want it to be an art piece, if that makes sense, I want to be like, this is so arrogant, but I don't care. Like Stanley Kubrick. I love Stanley Kubrick because every time he did a film, it was never like his next film. It was always different, from just every single film that he did that just stylistically was just different from one another. And I kind of want to do that with my comic books.
See, I'm somewhat doing that where I've got each issue of Outlaw Nights has a different art team.
That's cool.
But I might stick with one if like the artwork really pops to me. But right now I'm just kind of like trying out, like I had one art team on issue 1 and I had another art team on issue 2 and I'm going to have another one on issue 3. And depending, like, if the issue 3 art really like blows me away, I might stick with that, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, you're a writer, so whatever you say doesn't really matter, anyways.
Part of being a writer is being able to like, oh yeah, I like this, but could switch this around and all that. The power I get from that. It's
part of being a writer is pretending like you're useful in any capacity in the creative.
I know.
I'm sorry.
The beauty of it.
I'm just joking. I love writing tremendously. I like to tease writers just because I know you guys are self-conscious about it.
Well, my big thing is I want to start writing for other people. Like I want to start taking on jobs of like somebody has a story, but they feel like they don't know quite where to go with it. And it's like, hand it over to me and I write it. Because I think it'd be fun to challenge myself, like to take on somebody else's vision.
I think oftentimes one of the reasons why comic books is so great is because it's essentially is two writers working on a story, because the artist is really doing the visual part, and the best writers are the ones that get artists that are really they can just rely on the visual part of the storytelling. But I honestly think that, one of the reasons why television shows have multiple writers in a writer's room is that writing as a group often is better because you get different perspectives. You get people that challenge, will have challenging questions that you need to answer, that you need to be able to answer, that you need to be able to foresee. So I definitely think like writing partnerships, I would love to see that more in indie comics. It's just hard because of the money, everyone needs to get paid. Everyone deserves to get paid. But I love the idea of like writing teams, and I love the idea of working with other writers to do stuff. That's why I'm excited about this People's Republic, because it's written by Kurt Schlichter, who has a very big novel series, eight book series long, but he's really given me the reins to kind of blow it out. Does that sound gay? Blow it up, whatever. Like, just really kind of do my thing as a visual storyteller, which is exciting and is a lot of fun. That preview is going to be a banger.
Well, banger. But you don't have to worry about sounding gay here. This is Fusebox Engaged.
Nice.
The word gay is in the title, so see what I did there? Yeah.
I love it.
I was fixated on this panel.
Yeah, she looks great, man.
I wasn't even just talking about her. I was talking about this.
What's that?
Just the way the British look right here.
And yeah.
Yep. It's just
technically those should be German Hessians, but I had to do British officers because the red coats are so iconic, and the Hessians, like historically speaking, those should be German Hessian mercenaries, and they would be wearing like dark gray charcoal coats. But you gotta play up the legend, right? It doesn't feel American Revolution unless you see those red coats.
Exactly. And it just, and it gets my mind on pirates,
Yeah.
Oh my Lord. I know what this is based on.
What's that? Oh yeah.
I'm assuming that this is the president in the future.
That is the president in the future giving a speech about why it is important for everyone in the United States to agree with him.
Well, I think that is a great message for everyone to heed. Oh shit. We gotta.
But did you see the party emblem? Did you see the party emblem? Scroll back up.
I'm assuming, it looks like you're doing a little take on a certain symbol from the 1940s.
It's a little take. Well, no, that is straight uplifted from the 2020 election. That's the morning of when we went to bed and we had one person winning, and then we woke up and.
See, but it kind of looks like if you bent those angles a little bit,
Yeah. Well, that's the joke.
Oh, Lord.
That's the
This is
joke.
blowing my mind. Oh, my God. Oh, God. How did we get in this timeline?
Maybe maybe Ben Franklin screwed up somewhere.
I think Biff Tannen definitely had a role in it. Oh, yeah. We got to have a big brawler.
Of course. Gotta have a little David and Goliath scene, right?
I'm enjoying you being purposefully vague to try to keep the story under wraps.
Well, I don't want to be too vague because I don't want to be but I would really love to encourage people to write it. I don't think I've been, super vague, but
No, I do the same thing. That's why I'm enjoying being on the other
premise. You get you get the premise, right? And I just don't want to give away the plot.
I feel that.
Sell the premise, don't give away the plot. That's what I'm trying to do.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
Turkey
once this
robot.
campaign's over and we fulfill, this will be the second campaign that we will be fulfilling, because we actually had an earlier campaign for the graphic novel, and we've fulfilled that, and so that got into that. That's in the hands of everyone that ordered the first campaign. So this is essentially a second chance campaign. That's why you've seen some reviews from Michael Ferraro out there and things of that nature, because people have read it, they love it. So this will be our second campaign kind of our third campaign that we're fulfilling, because we did fulfill issues 1 through 3 as well. So you definitely aren't risking much on me, because we at Turkey Robot Comics, which is the comic book company that I am running, we fulfill our campaigns. We don't peace out and then say, I can't do it. Bye. We won't Rob Hunter you.
So you're telling me that you're not going to tell us the goal of this was to pay my bills and
No, the goal of this was to tell this story, because I'm very passionate about this story, and I'm betting on myself and pretty much all the money that we're making from this that's left over, because I hired a colorist to color the last issue because I was running out of time and I wanted to get it into everyone's hands. And I have other work and client work and stuff that I have to do. I have a job that pays the bills. I run another company.
Oh shit!
So that pays my bills. This is my passion project. So the money that we make from this gets pays people. Like, we're hiring Eric Weathers for the next graphic novel to do the lettering.
Well, I know him.
I'm hiring. I hire editors to help me make sure that the story is comprehensive, or you can comprehend it, and that there's no misspellings, even though there's always a misspelling. So we hire people too, and so the money that we make from this is just going back into Turkey Robots for the time being, because this is what I'd like to be doing with my life, so I don't have to run my other business.
Well, I'm gonna throw this out there. If you're ever in need of an editor, I can edit. So
nice. That's good to know. Good.
Just throwing it out there. No pressure, but seriously, big pressure. You have to.
Well, I've already hired Mark Polton to edit.
I know.
Public. Yeah. And I'm excited to be working with him. And I got an editor online for on the line for Sans Do Good issue 4, which will be coming out too. So that I'm excited about, but hopefully we can do some more. We actually might have a kids book coming out early next year as well.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the most unique story ideas I've seen in the indie space. Like, a lot of stories I've seen, I've noticed it's like, okay, I can see where you drew this from and where you drew that from and all. And that's not a bad thing, but it's like, it's refreshing to see like an idea that's like, whoa, like I've never seen anything like this.
Thank you, man.
And that's definitely this.
I definitely take inspiration from some things, like obviously like robotic arm on a person isn't anything new. But for the most part, I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know how this idea came about, but it is inspired by Doctor Who and the A-Team
Nice.
with American history. So
I can see that, but I again like throwing the Ben Franklin in the mix. That makes it very unique to me.
I was like, I love Doctor Who and I love the A-Team and I love American history. Can I make those things, all three of those things work?
Well, hell yeah, folks! If you have not gotten your copy of this awesome graphic novel, I don't know what the hell you're doing. You got to click. Let me put this in the chat. I need to do that. I need to be better about that.
Yeah, you need some mods.
I technically have them. They never show up.
How dare you? Should make ID Crisis a mod. He's a trustworthy gentleman.
How do I? Oh, I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, I got to go on the page. I got to go on the YouTube account.
Now I have a question. How do you listen to this music nonstop?
I enjoy it.
Not lose your mind.
It pumps me up. It really just like, I like having something on that like doesn't make, like if there's a moment where like we're kind of silent, it doesn't feel like awkwardly quiet.
Yeah.
But if you want, I can switch it if you want.
No, it's just like, I'm like, how does he listen to this nonstop for an hour and not go a little crazy? Because I might go a little crazy.
Well, I better switch it then.
I mean, you don't have to. I mean, I will need to be bouncing soon because don't have all night. I gotta go take the dogs out and do all that stuff because I live in a forest and I don't want them to die from a coyote or a bear.
Well, shit. Well, you have to let them face their fears, you know.
Yeah, but I don't want my dogs dying.
We're never letting you off the channel. I just wanted you to know that.
Oh,
you know?
okay. I'm stuck here forever.
Well, let me real quick, just for, you know, just to be a shill, you know, we got 31 backers. We got 4 days left. However, we are gonna be going in demand, but we only have 4 days left.
Nice. But you're going into, don't tell people you're going into demand. You just tell people 4 days left. Back this book. Back it now. Do it now.
I didn't say that. You must have misheard me. I never said that.
I did. I misheard you. I'm sorry. I apologize. It happens.
But yeah, for folks who have not read issues 1, that is not a problem because we have got both 1 and 2 available.
A catch up.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
If you love the 31st century, if you love pirates.
Well, I don't know if I love the 31st century, but I'm quite interested in learning about the 31st century.
Well, I can tell you that in our story, it's essentially kind of like the discovery of the New World Redux.
Nice.
That's the bet, because like that's the thing. Looking at Silence Do Good and hearing about like the meshing you've got of like the time of revolution with like futuristic AI. It's like that's very Outlaw Nights-esque.
Nice. I like it. Yeah, I'm glad I have backed, and I am happy to have backed, and I'm looking forward to getting this book, man, for sure. And everyone else should back.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I still got to get Silence Do Good. I've been struggling with the monies lately.
Don't regret it. You will regret it if you don't get it, because it is that good. It is that good. You will cry in your bed. Much like you will cry in your bed if you don't get Outlaw Nights.
I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. But yeah, you know, this has been pretty damn fun, I must say.
Yeah, it looks fun. It looks like it's got some great art. It looks like a fun story. I was very happy to be a backer. And I'm looking forward to it, man, because it looks great.
Oh shit! I forgot to play your trailer.
Oh, our trailer's dope.
I gotta play.
I got like 3 trailers too. It's like you could just do, you could just do dealer's choice or whatever. And
oh hell yeah! Hang on. Damn. Lordy. Well, now I gotta try this one. Good Lord, who does your trailers?
Vaughn did that one. Vaughn Klaus did that trailer. And then the first trailer, I was working with a guy that I used to work with in LA, who's an editor. He does movie trailers. We used to work at a company together. And so I hired him to, it was a combination of me and him because I, boarded everything out and gave him all the assets and everything. And then just worked with him on the editing and stuff. Because I used to be a creative director. So that's what I used to do often. And then the last one, my wife made that one. So
oh,
I mean, will we still need humans?
Not for most things.
They told you AI was just a tool, but what if it was a trap? Designed to addict, engineered to isolate, built to control. They want you in the pod, hooked to the machine. Your thoughts, dreams, and ideas harvested like crops until there's nothing left. But one man stands in their way. Ben Franklin. He is Silence Dogood, a time travel agent on a mission to shatter their enslavement of humanity. The battle for your mind begins. Silence Dogood Volume 1, Electric Dream.
nice. So I have to ask, does he ever address the fact that he was cosplaying as a woman?
Cosplaying as a woman?
When he did the Silence Dogood letters, he was pretending to be a woman.
I do want to figure out. I do want to. That's not going to be in this story, but that's definitely there's a joke coming. I just I'm not one of those like I want to write a story around a joke. I need to figure out a way to naturally bring it in there, but it's coming, my friend. That joke is coming.
Well, excelente. Man, this has been great. I've loved having you on. You are an awesome, fun guy. And hell yeah, dude. Anytime you want to come back on, you are more than welcome.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Because I'll have days where I sit down with a creator and I'll show off their stuff, and then I'll have days where we just shoot the shit, talk about random events. It's just lately most of the events haven't been worthy of laughing about on a stream.
Yeah. I like to laugh rather than get my panties in a bunch.
Well, exactly. Like that's how you have to deal with everything, you know.
I like to laugh.
So, where can everybody find you?
You can find me and subscribe to my show, the Salty and Savage show at Salty Savage on YouTube. Check us out Tuesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern. It's a fun variety kind of night show. It's a nighttime talk show. And then you can find me on X at Salty Draws, as in I am salty and I draw.
Nice. Hell yeah.
And those are the 2 places. Because Meta is lame and I won't give them my attention anymore. Screw Meta.
Well, well, that kills my outro because
I
am, of course, Ben, aka the Fusebox. You can find me on Twitter at Fusebox7. You can also find me on Instagram at Outlaw Nights, and you can find me on the dreaded, awful website under my real name, Ben Fuselier, Fuselier. If you like anything we had to say, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Be sure to hit the bell for notifications. And hell, if you didn't like anything we had to say, go ahead and hit the dislike button. Because whether you love us or hate us, it doesn't matter. It feeds us. We crave it. That's why we're on YouTube.
Yeah. Give it to me.
Give me all of your hate.
It feeds me.
Thank you so much for joining us once again, ladies and gentlemen, and we will talk to you all later.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.